If you've ever stood in your shop staring at a pile of sheet metal, wondering whether a box and pan brake is the right tool for the job or worse, whether you're about to buy the wrong one, you're not alone. I've spent enough time around fabrication tools to know that the wrong brake can turn a simple bend into a frustrating afternoon. So before you click add to cart, let's talk about what this Baileigh BB2416E actually delivers in real-world use, where it shines, and where it might leave you wanting more. The link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those overbuilt industrial monsters that costs more than your car. It's a 24-inch, 16-gauge capable box and pan brake designed for the person who needs to bend sheet metal consistently but doesn't need a 300-ton press brake. That makes it a solid fit for hobbyists, small fabrication shops, or even a well-equipped school program. The 24-inch length gives you enough workspace to handle small panels or multiple smaller bends without constantly repositioning the material. That's useful if you're making electrical enclosures, ductwork, or even custom brackets where precision matters. One thing that stands out right away is the 5-finger design. Not all fingers are the same length, which is actually a smart touch. You get a mix of short and long fingers, so you can create different box heights or pan configurations without swapping tools constantly. That saves time when you're in the middle of a project and just want to keep bending. The fully welded steel construction helps to no flex under load, means your bends stay consistent, which is critical if you're working with 16-gauge mild steel. That's about as thick as you'd want to go with this size of brake, so if you're planning to bend anything thicker, you'll need to look elsewhere. The Counterweight Apron Lift Assist is a nice surprise for a tool at this price point. It makes raising and lowering the apron feel almost effortless, even when you're bending near the full length. That might not sound like a big deal until you've spent 20 minutes fighting a stiff brake on a Friday afternoon. It's one of those small features that adds up to less fatigue and more consistent results over time. Now, let's talk about the trade-offs. The 16-gauge limit is real. If you're trying to bend anything thicker than that, you'll hit the machine's ceiling fast. And while 24 inches is fine for small to medium projects, it's not going to handle large panels. If you're making something like a full-size sheet metal enclosure, you'll either need to work in sections or upgrade to a larger brake. Also, the fingers are removable, which is good for storage and versatility, but they're not indexed or color-coded. If you're in a hurry, you might spend a minute figuring out which finger goes where. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's worth noting if you're used to more refined systems. Another thing to consider is setup space. This brake is solid, so it's not something you'll move around easily. You'll want a dedicated spot in your shop where it can stay set up. That's fine if you have the room, but if you're working in a tight garage or a shared space, it might be more machine than you can comfortably accommodate. Who should buy this? If you're a hobbyist building custom projects, a small shop doing light fabrication, or even a teacher running a metalworking class, this brake gives you reliable performance without the sticker shock of a full-size industrial unit. It's also a good choice if you need consistent bends on 16-gauge or thinner material and don't want to deal with the hassle of a slip roll or a press brake for every job. Who should skip it? If you're regularly bending thicker material or need a longer bend line, this isn't the tool for you. It's also not ideal if you're working in a cramped space or need to move the brake around frequently. And if you're running a high-volume shop where every second counts, you might find the finger setup a bit too manual for your workflow. Bottom line, the Baileigh BB2416E is a well-built, practical box and pan brake that delivers where it matters most in consistent bends, ease of use, and durability for the price. It's not the biggest or the most feature-packed, but it's the kind of tool that earns its keep by making your work easier without unnecessary complexity. If that fits your needs, it's worth a close look. Check the link in the description if you want to take a closer look at the specs.